Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. With that, we're off to the Rocky Mountains. Standing by in Denver, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. Things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point, but boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is.
Last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Shifts by him. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their quarterback. Out of Oregon, it's Marcus Mariota.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Watch twist, watch twist.
Here's the first carry for Northwestern's Justin Jackson. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that Mike Pouncey's one of the best centers in the league. And to me, he helped usher in that new wave of centers. Agile, able to get to the second level and block people downfield, able to pull like a guard and get out in front of ball carriers, and pass protects really well. Helps keep his quarterbacks clean.
On second down now, it's Jackson. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. But look now at our starting defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
On second down, it's Jackson. 9 yards on the gain there, and it's going to bring up a tough 3rd and 7. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And it's complete. Henry. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Off the play fake, Mariota got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
On 2nd and 9, Mariota. He'll get this to his running back. It's Justin Jackson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. The confidence jumps up. Everyone's...
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Derek Watt, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games.
That touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And an alley to run. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Back to the huddle. He better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Here's Hines, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. The offensive starters now for the Broncos.
An offensive line play is not something that comes to mind readily, but it's always a big key in a ball game. And already these guys, they're getting it done up front, as we've seen this rushing attack have some early success.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. It's caught. Humphreys. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. He gives it to Humphreys. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll bring out 4 receivers, 3 of them being sent to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 4. Here's Locke to throw. That one into the hands of Hamilton. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 15-yard line.
General West.
On first down, Hines. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Locke. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry, pushing him away.
Popped it right out there.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They run on 1st down with Jackson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action, Mariota. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 22-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Mariota. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. DeTrez Newsome. His first touchdown on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make the score for a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Oh, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Marcus Mariota and the offense heading back out for their next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. They go play action. Mariota. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Mariota. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Mariota. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was the visiting Panthers who were able to come in and get one on the road. 35-10 was the final. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Throwing on first down is Locke. And this is Gabriel on the catch. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Locke on the bootleg. Caught by his tight end Wesco. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Locke going to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. They'll start here with Jackson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Jackson as he'll stay on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Play action now. Mariota. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Jackson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their...
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Justin Jackson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Badgley on for the extra point. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw it is Lock. That's complete, middle of the field to Humphreys. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
64. First and 10.
They'll run on first down. It's Hines. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Lock to throw on 2nd down. Out to the right to Humphreys. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Lock now on first down. They'll find Hines out of the backfield.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
Check 99. Check 99.
Now Lock again. And that is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Lock to throw for it on 4th. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run again with Jackson. And he's got this down to the 35. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
On second down, Muhammad, and they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Jackson. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Block now on first down. It's caught. Humphreys. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. He's got this complete to Hamilton. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Locke to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight, watch left. Tight.
6-6, pull it high. Hit it.
On play action, Locke. Open man here is Hamilton. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory.